Yes. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. I hold 17 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 7 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, URLlib, right? And experience in implementing large-scale business critical systems using object-oriented programming design and concepts using Python, and developing varieties of web applications, implementing MVT architecture using server-side applications, right? So as part of today's demo, just I'm going to cover the following topics, right? So at the end of the session, I'll be giving time for your general queries. So, so these are the things I'll be covering. Why Python? Already we have got many programming languages available. Why again Python required? And also Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced, right? It was introduced like 30 years ago. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? The reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Fine, right? Okay. Who can learn Python? What are the prerequisites for learning Python, right? So there is, once again I'm saying, there is no prerequisite for learning Python. Anybody can update with Python without any knowledge of other programming like C or Java, right? So the syntaxes of Python looks very simple and easy, right? Looks like normal English statements. So anybody can update. We'll be discussing everything from the scratch ground level to the advanced level, right? So how Python was built and how Python was derived, right? Okay, by taking the features from different other programmings, right? Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python today, like Python mostly used for developing what kind of application. So before you update with any technology, right, you need to know what kind of applications are getting developed, right? So Python is used for developing what type of applications, right? We'll be discussing in brief one by one application and where exactly Python used within that, right? Yes. Python usage. Who are using Python today? The companies which are using Python and top most applications built by using Python. Python features and Python comparison with other programming, right? Coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, you can check how this Python code as compared with other programming, and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular. Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? And at the end of the session, we'll just enumerate in brief what are the reasons which are making Python suddenly super popular, right? Python scope and job market. Python scope and job market, right? So you should also know the scope of Python in the coming years and currently what is the job market of Python, right? Yes. Okay, I define Python in 5 lines. Just check this, right? I define Python in 5 lines. Okay. Python is a general purpose programming. It's a general purpose programming, multi-programming features. One second. Okay. It's a general purpose programming, multi-programming features we see within this Python, right? Multi-programming means, I'll come back one by one in brief. It's a high-level language, interpretation language, user-friendly programming, or programmer-friendly programming language, right? So general purpose programming language, like before Python, before Python, we have got some languages, right? Like if you heard about these languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These languages, they are used for a specific purposes. These are purpose-based languages used for a specific purposes, right? Like Pascal for developing scientific applications, Fortran for complicated mathematical applications, and COBOL for business applications, right? So they are used for a specific purpose, purpose-based. But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of applications, such a language we call it as general purpose programming language, right? Python is such a kind of programming where we can develop any kind of applications like web applications, automation applications, animation applications, graphic applications, desktop applications, embedded applications, networking applications. Wide varieties of applications can be developed, right? Yes. So it is not purpose based, it's not for a specific purpose, right? Fine. Once again, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear or not?
Yes, sir, is clear.
Fine, thank you. Right. Now just observe this, right? Next, Python is a multi-programming language. Multi-programming means, if I give a labor example, if you want to launch a new product in the market, right? Like if you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market, right? To attract the customers. Yes, yes, Rohit, yes, I'll be teaching from this scratch, that is from the ground level to the advanced level, right? So if you want to launch a new product, like think that you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market, to attract the customers, what features you want to see within this product, what all the features we see in different other mobiles, everything, if you are embedding within a single piece, attracts the customers, right? In the same way, Python has got the features of various other programming languages within it. It has got the features of various other programming languages. It has taken the features from, right? Batra, please be in mute. Yes. So Python has got the features of various other, what all the programming languages we see, right? All those features we see in Python. Scripting features, object-oriented features, procedural-oriented features, model programming features. That's the reason we say Python as a hybrid language. It's a hybrid language, multi-programming language. Okay, fine. Python is a okay high level language. Okay, if you see like if I compare low level and high level languages, there are two types of languages, two types, right? Okay, low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages and high level languages. Low level and high level. Low level languages, right? Examples of it like assembly level language, machine level language. These languages mainly, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable, right? Yes. And secondly, they are not portable. And see here, mainly machine dependent. These low level languages are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems, right? Machine dependent. Yes, but if you talk about high level language like Python comes as a, say, high level language, right? So mainly like it's human understandable. It's like human understandable, like the statements like normal English statements. The statements look like normal English statements, right? Yes. Human understandable, portable, and machine independent, right? Machine independent. They can run on all the hardware and all the operating system, right? Yes. Human understandable, portable, and machine independent. Okay. Next, the next feature, right? It's an interpretation language. Python is an interpretation, right? Just observe. We have got compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. For example, you have got lines of code. It compilation languages executes the entire code at once. Entire code at once and just displays the errors. If you got any errors, it displays the errors. In fourth line, in fifth line, you got some errors, right? In the case of interpretation language, right, it won't execute the entire code at once. So first, statement by statement, right? Statement by statement. So just like compilation language, interpretation languages, if any error occurred, it won't execute the remaining statements. For example, if you got error in this third line, it won't execute the remaining lines, right? But here it will just display the errors in third line, fifth line, seventh line, right? Here in the case of Python, if error occurred in the third line, abnormal termination of the program in the middle without executing up to the last statement, that we call abnormal termination. So line by line execution we are going to see in Python, which makes debugging very easy, right? So it's a general purpose. Any kind of applications can be developed, multi-programming features, high level language interpretation, and user-friendly programming, right? Okay, just observe here. What are the features Python has got? Python has got features, right? Procedural oriented features, right? Means it has taken the advantages from different programming languages and are combined, right? Procedural oriented programming. Has got the features of procedural oriented programming. Example like C language, right? So example like C language means it's like don't feel like you need to have the knowledge on in the entire C language, right? Python is very simple and easier than C language. Object oriented programming. Python has got object oriented programming features, right? Like C++, Java has got the features of C++ and Java, right? Yes. And it has got the scripting features. Now today, if you see Python mostly used, see in the implementation of various high-end technologies, various domains of various high-end technologies. So it used as an implementation language, right? So like if you see like data science with Python, big data like Spark with Python, PySpark, like writing scripts in AWS DevOps, writing scripts in IoT, robotics, right? In web applications creations, right? So Python widely used today. Even in this scripting, right? Many scripts we are going to write using Python scripting language. Many scripts we are going to write, yes, like Linux shell script, right? Like shell script, but Python scripts looks very simple and easier, right? So just like if you go for, if you've got Linux, right? If you're working with Linux, no need of any installation of Python. Also, Python comes as an inbuilt, pre-installed within this Linux OS, right? Just if you print OS, sorry, if you print Python, Python terminal gets open. Yes, shell script. And mainly Python has got great boom today because of this modular programming. Today, if you see a lot of boom for Python because of this modular programming, right? Where we see a lot of modules given by Python. Example of this is like modular 3, right? So scripting, we can write many scripts, object-oriented programming, right? Provide security, reusability, and flexibility. Modular programming, like it is providing the concept of modules. Thousands of models Python is providing, 89,300 inbuilt modules Python providing for different domains. Whatever domain you are from, right? Data science background or big data or networking or testing or gaming, right? Whatever domain you are from, Python is providing a model for this. Not only for computer applications, but also for the other applications like civil, electronics, electrical, like for all this, Python is providing models. So if I say more on this modules, right? If I say more on this modules, so first, like for data science environment, for data science, right? Separate modules Python has got using, right? We have got models like NumPy, CP.
Hello.
Yes, data science has got separate. Sahu, Jyotirmay Sahu, any query you got?
Scripting means
Yes. So scripts, we will be writing many scripts, like we have got models in Python. OS model is there, sys model is there. You can write. So Python is a scripting language, I can say. Python is a scripting language. Okay, fine. Like it's not like a program, right? It's a interpretation languages we call like scripting. Anything, if you are interpreting, means it's a script. If you are compiling, means it's a program, right? Okay, for data science or for big data, right? For big data, we provide separate modules. Python has got separate models for big data, like pandas module available. And even for networking side, not only modules, separate framework also Python is providing, like twisted Python, right? Where it has got separate modules. Even for testing or test cases, Python has got modules, right? So for every environment, right, Python is providing modules. And for operating system kinds of activities, OS kinds of activities, right? The name of the module itself is OS. OS, right? Yes. Yes. So we have got separate model OS. The name of the model is OS. And if you're from database background, right? Database. For Oracle, right? Separate for Oracle database. Yes. We have got CX underscore Oracle module, with which you can easily connect with that. And for MySQL, for every MySQL, right? PyMySQL is the module using which we can connect with that. And for SQL Server, PyODBC is the module. For every database, we have got a module using which Python can connect and perform those operations, right? So it has got models for various domains. SQL Server also, right? It has got separate module, right? Yes. For every domain, right? Whatever you are talking, like for generating any type of files, like Excel files, for Excel files, JSON files, JSON, JavaScript object notation, right? For XML files, JSON files, CSV, comma, separated values files. For all this, right? Python providing separate modules, Excel, JSON, using which we can read, we can write data, right? Fine. And for mathematical operations, the name of the module is math, right? The name of the module is math. Yes, definitely. So no Rohit, right? I'll definitely just show you the course content. Not a, yes. For mathematical operations, we just go with the math module, right? Yes. Fine. Okay. So just 89,300 models for various domains. Python is providing for statistics. And if you see like for statistics also, Python is providing many modules, right? If you talk like for generating graphs or reports, you've got modules Python is providing, right? Yes. Okay, for any type of graph, normal graph, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, pie graph, right? Any type of graph we can easily generate in Python by writing Python statements generating graphs, right? I'll write some 3 lines of code. I'll execute it. You can see a graph getting generated. I'll write some 4 lines of code and I'll just execute. You can see some Excel file creating. You can create Excel files. Within the Excel file again, Excel workbook, you're creating multiple Excel sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. By writing Python statements only, I can create that multiple sheets. And I want to write data into sheet 2 by writing Python statements, execute it, go and check. The data will be written to the Excel file. I want to read data from Excel file. Read it means by writing Python statements, I'll be reading it. You can perform any operations by writing Python statements only, even for the databases also. If you want to create a database table, writing Python statements, execute it. Go and check in your database, it will be reflected. Right. Okay. So I'll just, okay. What are the various real-time applications? I'll come back to that. But before that, uh, who are using Python today? Who are using Python today, right? Who are using Python today? And topmost applications built by using Python. Topmost applications built using Python. So I'll just give you one by one, right? The topmost applications built using Python and who are using Python, which companies are using Python, right? Yes. Just check with this, right? So later I'll come back to this applications, mostly like Python used for developing what kind of applications, right? So just okay, like Google is using Python for its web search system, right? Next, like Yahoo using Python, YouTube using Python for its video sharing service, right? Instagram is built by using Python. So the prime reason for Instagram to choose Python, it's practicality and its simple syntaxes, right? NASA using Python for its research and development activities. So because of its hybrid features, we can use Python accordingly, right? Uber using Python, like we got Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Dropbox, right? Dropbox, right? Yes. There are some applications like a Dropbox, Pinterest, Quora, Reddit. And for example, we have got like Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python scripting, right? Yes. And MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, uses this Python, right? And BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service, BitTorrent, right? Yes. And iRobot for military and commercial applications, right? And Ironport email server product, Ironport email server, which uses more than 1 million lines of Python code for doing its job. Netflix using Python for its security automation and for subscription purposes, right? So, and companies like IBM, Qualcomm, Seagate, all this, they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? Yes. So these are like some of the companies which are built by using, that is with some of the companies using Python, and topmost applications built by using Python. If you talk, Google is one of the greatest example of Python web applications, right? It's Google's first web crawling was written in Java first actually, but it was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python. Netflix is also one of the classic example of a company choosing Python programming. And Dropbox, it is see, observe here, it's a home for all your documents, files and photos. Dropbox is written in Python. Reddit, it's a collection of social news and web content, right? Instagram, that is photos and video sharing, social media. So choosing Python, right? Yes, these are the topmost applications built by using Python, right? Yes. Okay, before I come to the course content, right, just 5 more minutes I'll discuss, right, what advantages Python has got as compared with other programming means. I'm not discussing anything related to coding part as of now. Tomorrow, in the tomorrow session, just I'll be discussing more with sample snippets or examples of Python, right? Yes. Now Python has got interactive mode. I can easily interact with Python statement by statement. It gives response for the every statement we type, right? Just go to this command prompt and type cmd and just type Python. That's it. Say enter, right? Yes. Python 3.10.5 is the version. This is what arrow symbol, Python interpreter, right? Any valid Python statements you can type and check. Check 3 plus 5. I'm asking it, what is the response? 4 into 8, 32. X as 10, Y as 20. What is X value? What is Y value? It gives the response, right? X plus Y, X minus Y, X into 2, X to the power of 2, 10 square, 100, right? X equal to hello, right? Any valid Python statements you can type and check, right? Print hello for 3 times, X into 3, hello into 3 times, X into any valid Python statements you can type. Hardware testing, right? Python is used for hardware testing, right? If you see that all the hardware like Qualcomm, Seagate, IBM, HP, all this they use Python, right, for testing purpose. Hardware testing, right? Okay. So now try to say the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Some of the reasons which are making Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. Just to see one by one the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Testing or test cases, right? Testing or test cases, we use Python. We have got modules Python is providing. So just reasons. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Firstly, what most of the programmers or developers are migrating towards Python because of its very less coding. Very less coding, right? Yes. Secondly, simple syntaxes given by Python looks like normal English statements, I said. And multi-programming features, hybrid features. Multi-programming, right? Okay. Very less coding, simple syntaxes, multi-programming features, hybrid features, and interactive mode. Just now I was saying like we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. We cannot see in other programming languages, right? And wide varieties of applications. Applications Python has got, right? And many built-in libraries. Python has got many built-in libraries. Many built-in libraries. And it's a high-level language, right? Easily understandable, right? And can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. High-level language. It's a cross-platform language. Python is a cross-platform language, means it can run on all the platforms. Cross-platform language, right? It can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Mainly these things which makes Python suddenly super popular. So just if you see like two major programming languages in the market currently, Java and Python, right? Mostly used for enterprise application development. If you talk like in 2010, right? Java was nearly like 43% used in the industry, right? 43% used. But Python, just most of them are not aware that there is a programming language like Python in 2010, right? Only 3% used in the industry. But later, after 10 years, if you take 2020, the usage of Java, if you see like it has decreased little bit, it became like 19%. And right, see this Python has increased, the usage of Python has increased to 31%. Yes. Yes, many are there. Platform independent, open source, extensible, all those are there. But main features I said, right? So Python, Java has decreased, Python has increased. I will just open Google and show you this, right? This usage of Python in the current industry. Just check it. The Python is ranked the number one. It's the number one ranked programming language today in the industry because of its diversified number of applications, right? Popular coding language, I'm saying, right? Popular coding language, right? Python, right? Python stands out to be the truly user-friendly, easy to learn programming language. Stands number one ranked. You can just check the results for this, right? Ranking wise, you can check top 10 programming languages. That Python, JavaScript, Java, right? Python stands first. If you see the most popular programming language, Python stands first. Right, most popular programming used by top 25 unicorns. Python stands first, Java and JavaScript, the other things, right? Yes. And if you see like ranking wise, if you see Python stands as number one ranked. Python, next comes Java, see other things, right? But I'm not degrading like Java, right? Java is also a powerful programming. Like there is one advantage of Java, two advantages of Java over Python, right? First thing, I said Python can be used for all kind of applications except one application, right? Python is very less used in mobile applications where Java is mostly used. And second thing is Java is faster than Python, right? Python is slower as compared to Java, but remaining all Python has got the advantages. You cannot see this mobile symbol here for Python. You can see web applications, desktop applications, embedded applications. Mobile application is not there, but for Java, web applications, mobile applications, desktop applications, embedded applications also, it cannot perform. Okay. Now check it. Python remains the most popular programming language. Now check this, right? Yes, from the last 4 years, the usage of Python, you see this dark blue color, see that brown color, right? Increased. The ash color increased furthermore to light blue color 2000, right? It's long. You can see that increased graph. Popularity of programming, right? Python stands first, next to Java and other things, right? Yes. Now, if we see the usage of Python in the current industry, right? Yes. Observe this, Python 31% used, I said. Java 19% used, C++ 9%, C 6%, right? The usage of Python, the other programmings, right? Yes. And if we talk about their average salaries, ranking based on their average salary, Python stands first. And job openings, job opportunities, right? Python stands first in both, right? Yes. Now coming to this, what are the things I'm going to discuss as part of this course? Mainly I've divided the course into three things: Python core, Python advanced, and application oriented modules, right? So starting from the scratch ground level to, I'll be discussing many modules of Python, right? Some modules related to different environments like data science related modules, big data related modules, operating system related modules, database related modules, graphic related modules, regular expression modules, right? And how to create our own modules in Python, right? Everything in brief, right? Just check this. Okay. Python, starting from the basics, right? Yes, Python basics, Python history, applications, features, versions, flavors, right? Python operations, modes, Python data types, constants, variables. Yes, one more thing, you can attend the session tomorrow and day after tomorrow. You can just check, right, how this training goes, right? So keeping all the students in point of view, the session will be going, right? Yes. Batch mode, data types, operations, right? Type conversions, comments, escape sequences, strings, other things. Okay. Operators in Python, right? Operators in Python, right? One second. See, whenever I discussed today's class, right? See, if everything I was typing and showing you all this, right? I didn't keep any PPT slides. I can keep some colorful slides, right? But the total training was whatever I'll be typing and showing you statement by statement. Explanation also will be statement. The session should be interactive sessions, right? From the both the sides. You will be responding for every statement I type. Python is a what is that? Interpretation, line by line execution, right? For every statement, you will keep on responding the expected output, right? Yes. One second, just let me complete this course content, right? I'll be discussing about this Python IDs in real time. We use IDs for Python, right? Jupyter notebook like Anaconda distributions, PyCharm, Eclipse, NetBeans, Spider, right? All this. Copying, see every line to line, I'll be typing and showing you the statements, right? Like it's not like bringing some pre-written code and just pasting those things won't happen here. Everything statement by statement we'll be discussing. So Python IDs, right? Various IDs in Python, PyCharm ID like PyDev, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Atom, VS Code. Not one or two IDs. Generally in the outside, they'll be showing you in one or two IDs. I'll be showing you like more than 5 IDs, right? How to work, how to download it step by step, how to install it, how to run the code on this in a step by step manner, right? Yes. Flow control statements, right? Flow control statements in Python, looping statements in Python, strings, string handling, string properties, string indexing, string slicing, and collections in Python, collection data types, list tuples, sets, dictionaries, and in brief knowledge on this lists, their indexing, their slicing, their properties, their functions, their methods, nested lists, and their tuples also the same thing, right? Their functions, methods. Okay, and the Python sets, Python dictionaries, right? Python sets and dictionaries and mathematical methods of set operations, functions in brief, functional programming in brief, right? So I'll be discussing procedural oriented, functional, scripting, and modular. All these three I'll be covering. All these four I'll be covering, right? Functions, different categories: default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, arbitrary, variable length, right? Mm. And different types of functions like lambda functions, map function, filter function for performing our task, right? Lambda is the mostly used function. Modules in Python, right? We'll be discussing introduction to modules, how to import a model, different ways of importing, renaming a model, reloading a module, right? And how to create our own modules, right? In Python. Packages, right? Collection of modules, we call it as a package. Errors and exception handling, right? Okay, file handling in Python, reading and writing data from those files, right? Okay, 1 second. Oops concepts, right? Oops concepts in brief, right? Static variable, non-static variable, class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, types of inheritance, polymorphism, right? All this in brief. Regular expressions model in Python, extracting required data from the given data of the string. Python database connections, database access or database connection, right? How to work with creating database users, installing, establishing connection with MySQL, closing, connecting, and how Python is going to connect with the database and how to perform the various operations by writing Python statements should be reflected in the database, right? Python, different types of models I'll be covering: data science models, database models, or operating system models, datetime module, calendar module, graphic module, right? So here Python data and time, how to use data and time, OS operating system module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorators, web scraping, extracting the specific data from different websites, working with CSV files, Excel files, JSON files, GUI model, graphical user interface, TK-inter model, how to work with Excel workbook, right? And if I come to this data analytics side, I'll be discussing the in brief about these models like pandas, numpy, matplotlib, all this, right? Introduction to data science, the various techniques for this data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, clusterings, recommendations, right? So like supervised, unsupervised, Python, pandas, I'll be discussing in brief about it. And numpy model also in brief I'll be discussing, and Python, matplotlib. Okay, this is what nearly 30 topics, right? I'll be discussing in brief. So in brief, in depth, right? So some models related to different domains. And here this is for Python core advanced, right? Tomorrow, like if anybody going for web development, right? Web development, the Django framework, right? If anybody going for Django, right? Just 1 second. So I'll be giving a knowledge on this HTML UI technologies. I'll be giving that knowledge on this HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, right? Yes. After that, I'll be just for those who go for web development, right? That is Django, right? This Django. Before I go with the Django, right? I'll be discussing these contents, Django, and apart from that, nearly like 20 plus applications. I'm going to show you developing 20 plus applications creations, right? Applications creations, that too hands-on, right? These things. Okay, just observe this. See this Django course content also, you can see this along with it. Introduction to this Django, web frameworks, Django installations, Django product architecture, Django applications creations, views, Django templates, Django admin, Django models, advanced concepts, right? Everything in brief, right? About this Django CSS. Nearly 75 hours for Python core advanced application oriented modules, and nearly 45 to 50 hours to this Python Django. Nearly 120 to 125 hours I'll be discussing. You'll be getting those many videos. Every session is a video recorded. You will be getting the recorded session that day itself. Fine. Okay. So here for just so some of them are confused. They were repeatedly they are asking. So this is an offer batch, right? So given there's just Python totally including the core advanced and application oriented models, it is just for 5K, 5,000, right? And if you want to like Django previously, Django that UI technologies, everything. So previously it was 8K, it was given to 5K. It is also an offer batch. Combinedly, if you take as a package, right, it will be given to 9K, right? As said by this online team, right? So Python plus Django, if you want, you can go for 9K. Only Python, it is 5K. Fine. Okay. Clear notes will be provided topic to topic. Even if you see that I said nearly 20 plus applications projects I showed you. Just if you want, you can just go through this previous batches, right? You can just check for every batch. I'll be creating a folder. So filled with videos and notes, total drives. So CSS, Django, if you see this Django apps creations for every batch. Check this Django apps too. So my project 1, project 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 20 I said, right? We'll be discussing these projects. Means applications, I said 25 plus applications step by step. I'll be providing you the clear notes. If you see the notes also, just check these notes clearly how I'm providing you the notes, right? Okay. For example, a small application like data app, project name. Yes, creating or starting a project, creating or starting application, right? Step by step in red color, what we are performing, right? Step 7, how to run the server. Step 8, giving the request, a basic application. Migrating, views here, right? In this way, step by step clear notes. But don't think that the huge coding you see, that is I just Django has got flexible options. Total everything it will be taken care by itself only, right? We don't need to write huge codings within this data science environment, right? So it has got separate framework. And 1 second. So this is what that structure, right? Yes. So tomorrow you can attend the session to see more on this. Okay, fine. So if you've got any queries, now you can go with your queries, right, everyone, right?
So tomorrow is the same time.
So tomorrow 8 p.m. same time. Tomorrow, see once, and one more thing before you join, right? Yes. About the timings of this batch, right? Okay, for 4-5 days, right? For 4-5 days, it goes at 8 p.m., right? After that, the timing of this batch is 9 p.m. The batch timing, the timing of this batch is 9 p.m. For the first 4-5 days demos, right? It goes at 8 p.m. But the timings of this batch will be at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? 9 p.m. it will start. Once again, I'm saying right before you enroll. Okay. Say any other queries you got? Clear notes will be provided. Video, it's video recorded. You'll be getting the every recorded video that day itself. And in the if you want to go for Python and Django parallelly, so total duration of this like 2.5 months, 75 hours. And if you want anybody to go like parallelly, you can go Python and Django in parallel before I go with the UI technologies, right? Fine.
Sir, this Django will be Django with REST API or only Django?
Django with REST API.
Okay, Django with REST API. So suppose if I am looking for web development in Python with Django,
Mm.
so means whatever modules you told, like for visualization, you have told lot of modules now, Panda and all that. So those things is also used in for web development.
Web development, no, actually there are some pandas model is there. Pandas model means specific, for example,
for data analysis and visualization.
yeah, for visualizations, for data analysis we go, but for regular web applications we won't go with that.
Okay, means for normal web application we have to go with the normal concept of Python plus Django with REST API and some
UI technologies,
UI
HTML.
technology and SQL.
Yes,
SQL thing.
yes, that's that.
Okay. So like in this batch, you are not going to cover SQL things.
So
And UI
SQL things means like 2-3 days I'll be discussing on that SQL concepts before I go with Python database connection. We have got Python database connections, right? Python database access is available as part of the syllabus. You can check. I'll be discussing.
Yeah, I have seen like Python connection to database. Yeah, database.
I'll be showing you the installation of one database and also how to connect with the database, various operations, how to perform. Before that, some basic SQL queries, like for 2 days I'll be discussing basic SQL queries, right? Who doesn't have knowledge on it.
No, actually, why I am asking now, because you have one more batch from 1st of August at 6 a.m. morning. There you have written like Python full stack package. So actually, I'm looking for web development. Okay, my point of view is like after Python and Django, I have to go for web development. Then which course will be better for me? This one or that Python full stack you have given?
So you can just check the course content, right? Yes.
Yeah, I have checked. I have seen like Python for data analysis and visualization. You have given one extra topic in that you are focusing on NumPy, Pandas, and all that. But there you are focusing on UI technologies plus SQL plus Django. You have written.
Yes, that is a separate total big it's a full stack package, right?
Yeah, but see, my point is like after this course, I have to means go for web development. So which course I should prefer, this one or which is going to start from 1st of August, that one?
So there are, okay, in that, okay, you can just check, there are some separate models provided, right? For you can just check it and you can select it accordingly. But which one you can choose means both the trainer is me only, Python and Django is start my be only. But you might be, if you are increasing little bit, if you are okay with the price, you can compromise with that price means you can go with that.
No, actually, my concept, my thing is
Means
like I'm not focusing on price. Both is okay for me. But thing is like which one will be better for me? Actually, I'm working in one company in some different domain. I have to change to Python.
that you will be getting the entire package full.
Entire package you are telling means full stack Python, which is
Yes,
starting from
yes,
1st
yes,
of
yes,
August.
yes,
But
yes.
there you have that is data analysis and visualization. That will be useful for me or
No,
not?
no, that is added. It's a free given to that batch.
Okay, okay. That is only my query.
And also, it's also like also MongoDB is given for that batch.
Okay.
No SQL.
Yeah, I have seen SQL, no SQL means MySQL plus MongoDB.
So everything is online only. By step, we'll be going. See, whenever I go with the Django sessions or this applications creations, right?
Mhm.
Uh, for example, database installation is there. You will be doing along with me parallelly. I won't show on my system. I'll be showing any one of your system, database installation or any other system. You people will be sharing the screen. I'll be just guiding step one, step two, step three, what to do. All the others will be seeing the screen. They'll be doing the same thing, right? Database installation, ID installation, everything.
Mhm.
I'll be showing you step by step. Everyone that is doing parallelly along with me the installations, right? If anybody getting error, you will be sharing the screen to me. You will be having that share screen option, right? I'll be just checking and immediately, right? So everyone should be ready with that database, IDs, softwares, right? So that's why I'll make everyone to just install parallel along with me. For Django,
Mhm.
you will be doing the applications along with me parallel.
Okay. And both the course
Means
is covered.
it's a online only. It's
Mhm.
not offline. It's an online batch only, right? Yes.
So both the course is covering Django with REST API.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. And that full stack course you are telling that will go for how many months?
4 to 4.5 months it goes.
And this course?
This course, say like 2.5 months of Python, 1.5 month of Django.
So it is also going for 4 months. That is also going for
So
4 months.
there you will be going some parallel concepts. Means
O-
you'll be having parallelly like weekends, weekdays will be there.
Okay. And here we have only weekdays,
Weekdays Monday to Friday.
Monday to
So
Friday.
so just about that batch you can just okay. But this is from Monday to Friday only. This batch will be from Monday to Friday.
Friday.
Okay. So the thing is, whatever for this batch also I'm giving like HTML. I'm saying I'm giving freely like HTML. I'm providing HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, these things freely for this batch, and JavaScript also that part of this before I go with the Django, right? Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so people can make use of this Python and Django. Web applications, 20 plus applications I'm providing. So knowledge on this
Mhm.
Python. So if you go for Python core advanced and this UI technologies Django, right? Yes.
Mhm.
Fine.
Means MongoDB will not covered here, and
Yes.
SQL little bit like SQL,
Yes.
how to connect and how to
Yes.
retrieve
Yes.
data
Yes.
and all that.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Fine.
Hello.
So it's a just I save the fees also. This is will be for 9K.
Mhm.
Otherwise, only Python it's just 5K, right? If people going for data science or big data, just you can learn Python and just that's enough, right? So yes, any query? Someone was asking a query, right? Yes. Only Python, how many hours means? Just okay. One second. So, Naina, please be in mute. Yes. So here, duration of Python is 75 hours, right? 2.5 months. Python 4 advanced and modules. Different types of modules will be discussed. Right? Okay. Yeah, any other queries? So the timing of the batch will be for first 4 days 8 p.m. Later it will be at 9 p.m. right? In brief about this Python. If you want only Python, you can go for Python. If you want Python and Django, you can choose for it, right? Yes. Yeah. Any more?
Sir, one more thing, like for that Python full stack package, that timing will be 6 a.m. only.
Morning 6 a.m. only.
No, or later you will change, or only 6 a.m.
6 a.m. only.
Okay, that will be fixed. Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. If you want only Python, so what's the timing?
See 9 p.m. 1 second. 9 p.m. is the 9 p.m. will be the timing for everyone. First, after learning Python, if you want to go if any Django batch going on parallelly, if you want to go, you can just go parallelly. Meanwhile, I'll be starting many multiple Django batches right during this course. But Python course, what is the current whatever I'm discussing now the demo, right? It's 9 p.m. batch. Demos goes first 4-5 days. Demo goes at 8 p.m. But later classes goes regularly until the completion of Python at 9 p.m. only. But Django, if you want to attend parallel, you can attend, or UI technologies, the other things if you want. Once you get enrolled with that, you can go parallel. Why? Because many students, if you want to go for full stack or Django, attending Python, once the Python core like 20 days or 25 days of completion of Python, they can attend parallelly with other things, right? They want any batch. They can, once they get enrolled, they can attend any of my batch of Python and Django. Even because of some health issues, health conditions, if you are unable to, you can just attend my next batch, right? By pre-intimation. Python. Fine. If anybody wants any kind of revision also after attending, you can attend the next batches. Or even shifting between the batches, morning to evening, evening to morning also fine of my batches. Morning and evening batches are there, right? If anybody, because of some job schedules, suddenly your job schedule changed, then you can change your timings to other batch. Yes, that flexibility is clear, right? Yes. So everyone can attend the session tomorrow also to see more on this Python. So if I'm done with the queries, right?
Sir, one more thing,
Yes.
like Bootstrap and JavaScript will be not covered in this one, or it is also there, Bootstrap and JavaScript.
Part of it, yes, it will be covered, right? Bootstrap and JavaScript. Yes.
No, actually, sir, I'm trying to differentiate like that Python full stack package and this one Python plus Django.
Mhm.
So actually, I'm not getting, means only I'm seeing like MongoDB and MySQL.
See, only thing for that batch is you'll be getting in deep knowledge on this. You'll be getting free knowledge on this data analysis and visualizations in depth. You will get for it
Okay.
free, and MongoDB you are going to get free for it. MongoDB you will be getting for it, and Python for data analysis visualizations. There are some models which are not covered in this, and a part of MySQL, MongoDB, and this, right? You'll
But
be getting.
sir, here also, when you will go for database connectivity, there also you will tell something about MySQL, like how to retrieve data. We have to run SQL queries through Python.
So here in brief, in depth, it will be covered that MySQL. There here I said 2-3 days MySQL. It's not like SQL codes, right? How to Python connecting. You already should have knowledge, but still, for anyone who are new to this SQL, for them I am showing you the installation of database, basic SQL queries, and how to connect it. Why? Because directly Python connecting with database, if the you people doesn't have knowledge, right? Directly, if anyone, I'm saying like anybody with zero programming knowledge coming to this, okay, for those people, I am just giving knowledge on that database installation, basic SQL queries. In deep, right? In this, in a little bit deep, I will be going, right?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I'm Neeraj from Delhi.
Yes.
And sir, I have one question, sir, before joining this course. Sir, I'm from commerce background and I have no job experience in any field. Sir, could I get job after completion of this course, sir?
See, one thing, how to get command on this, right? Command on this programming. It
Right,
depends
sir.
upon how regularly you are practicing, how spending
right.
your time working with the tasks and assignments. I'll be giving assignment and tasks, right, for every concept.
Right, sir.
You need to work on it, and you need to just regularly work with the whatever we are discussing as part of the session, plus
Right.
assignment tasks.
Right,
And
sir.
all this being regular to the sessions, being interactive in the sessions,
Okay.
working with the assignments and tasks, and
Right.
up to the end of the course, we'll be discussing many examples, right? You'll be getting great command. Definitely, you can just go through that. Fine.
Okay, right, sir. Sir, will you help us to make our resume?
Yeah. At the end of the session, I'll be doing that, right? So,
Okay, right.
what are the roles and responsibilities? How to? I'll be providing some sample resumes also.
Okay, right, sir. Thanks a lot.
Fine.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Fine. So, yes, if I'm done with this queries, right, I will just sign off for today. Meet you tomorrow. And still, if you have got queries, we can ask in the tomorrow session night also, right? Fine. Tomorrow also same time at 8 p.m. You follow the same link, right? Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Yeah.